Hey guys, welcome to GeoWith Motsoko. In today's video, we are doing a short activity on line thunderstorms, right? Let's just read. Line thunderstorms over South Africa during summer. Let's highlight. You're already giving us some information there. During summer, let me highlight summer. Line thunderstorms or thunderstorms can form a line that can extend for thousands of kilometers. These line thunderstorms can persist for many hours and produce damaging winds and hail, which impacts negatively on the natural environment, right? Okay, let's analyze what's happening here. Okay, so there's a key, right? This infographic has a key. Moisture front, we look for this symbol. There's it here, right in the center of my moisture front. Remember, a moisture front is a boundary between two air masses of different moisture content, right? A boundary between two air masses of different moisture content. Remember, on this side, I have my cold, dry air. Let me use the color blue to represent cold air, right? I have my cold, dry air, right? I have my cold air. It's very hard to write with this thing. I have my cold air, and then on this side I have my warm air. Okay, W for warm air. On the other side I have my warm. Okay, so the cold air comes from the Atlantic Ocean, right? Now, as this high pressure cell, known as our South Atlantic high, as it circulates anti-clockwise, it feeds air onto the interior, right? On this side I have my South Indian high, right? It also circulates and it also has an anti-clockwise air circulation, right? As it circulates, it feeds air onto the interior in summer. Remember, in summer we have a low pressure over the land, our thermal low, right? Now you can see that both air masses are converging in the interior, right? Now when they converge, remember the cold air is heavy and dense. The cold air from this side is heavy and dense, and we know that cold air sinks or subsides. Now when it sinks, it undercuts the warm moist air on this side, right? It goes down, it sinks, and then it pushes the moist air from the east, from this side, right? It uplifts the warm air. The warm air will rise, cool, and condense to form clouds, right? And clouds will bring about the heavy rainfall and our thunderstorms, right? You can see now these thunderstorms now they are occurring along a line, right? It's a series of thunderstorms occurring along a line, right? Along the front, along our moisture front, right? It's a series of thunderstorms. You see that they move in a line along the moisture front. This is my moisture front, but you will notice that these thunderstorms are occurring on this side, on the east, because that's where we have our moist air, our warm air, right? Our warm moist air is on the east. That's why our line thunderstorms are on the east. Okay, now this diagram also shows us something. Oh, okay, these are cumulonimbus clouds along the moisture front. Okay, remember the cold air sinks. Now as it sinks, it undercuts, right? It undercuts the warm moist air. It forces it to rise. It uplifts the warm moist air, forming these cumulonimbus clouds on the east, right? Not the west, on the east. Now if you look at what they did here, this is the moisture front. They put it here on the side, right? And they are showing us that closer to the moisture front we have the heaviest rainfall, right? But as you move further away, there's now moderate rainfall and then light rainfall, right? So the rainfall becomes lighter as you move away from the moisture front, but closer to the moisture front there is more heavy rainfall. There is more heavy rainfall closer to the moisture front, right? That is because more condensation will take place here, because remember this is where the cold air undercuts the warm air, right? So there will be more condensation, more cloud formation, and therefore will have the heaviest rainfall closer to the moisture front. As you move away, the rainfall become lighter and lighter. That's what they are showing us here. right? Description of the amount of rainfall from the moisture front. Okay, let's go to the questions. According to the extract, in which season do line thunderstorms occur? Don't play games. It's here during summer, right? During what? Summer. You can see that these MSs are converging towards the interior. See, they are going towards the interior. They are converging at this point, which means there is a low over the land, and we have a low pressure over the land in this season, summer. But the question is even telling you according to the extract, which means you are supposed to go here and read. It says the first sentence is during summer, right? So let's not play games. Number one, the answer is summer. Number two, describe the temperature and moisture content of wind A and wind B that led to the formation of the thunderstorm. Right? When you're given this answer, be specific. You must put A, then give us the temperature and moisture content of the wind. Remember, the temperature of this wind, right, at A, this is A, right? It's on the west. I told you on this side we have cold air, right? There's a cold air mass. The temperature of the air is cold. That's the temperature. And then the moisture content is dry. So you have 1 mark for saying cold, 1 mark for saying dry. That's 2 marks. At A we have cold, dry air. At B we have warm, moist air. You see that? 1 mark for giving us the temperature, which is warm. 1 mark for saying moist. You see that you gave us the temperature and the moisture content. So, but be specific. You must put the letter A. At A, there is cold, dry air. At B, there is warm, moist air. Then you get your 4 marks. Explain why the rainfall or why the heaviest rainfall occurs closer to our moisture front. As evidence in the source. You see, they gave us evidence. Explain why. Remember, it's telling us here closer to the moisture front we have rainfall, heavy rainfall. That's because at the moisture front, that's where we are going to have more uplift, right? There's going to be more uplift of the warm air, which means there's going to be more condensation, right? With more condensation, it means there will be more formation of our cumulonimbus clouds closer to the moisture front, because that's where the winds are meeting, right? That's where our air masses are meeting, with the cold air mass and the warm air mass. Now, closer to the moisture front, you must tell us that there is more condensation there, right? And therefore more formation of our cumulonimbus clouds, because that's where the two air masses are converging or meeting, right, by the moisture front. Okay. Number 4. Explain the negative physical or natural impacts of line thunderstorms, right? When we speak about physical impacts or natural impacts, we're referring to the impact on the natural environment, right? Number 1, remember, they are going to bring flooding. You can say that trees are going to be uprooted. Remember, trees are part of our physical and natural environment. Our trees are going to be uprooted, right? The topsoil is going to be washed away. You see, it leads to soil erosion. See that? Because remember, there's going to be what you call there's going to be floods. You can also talk about animals are going to lose their habitats. Remember, animals are part of our physical and natural environment, right? Animals are going to lose their habitats. What else can you speak about? Let's think. There'll be a loss of biodiversity. There's a loss of what? Biodiversity. What else can we add? It can trigger mass movements. Remember, mass movements from grade 11, right? When there's flooding, this can trigger mass movements. I'm sure you can see that all my answers are related to the natural and physical environment. I did not say anything about people. I did not say anything about the economy. I just referred to the natural environment, right? The physical impacts. Okay.